All right. If you've been keeping up at home, you know that this is now the third Halo re-edit Reach figure that 1000 Toys has finally decided to release. It was clear when they released none other than Noble 6 back in, was it late October? Oh, there's the date. Yeah, late October. And then working on Carter in mid-February that they would slowly be trickling these out, and we are up to the third one. For whatever reason, I didn't jump on this bandwagon yet. I kind of want to, because I feel like it'd be a good opportunity to collect these. The Noble team is obviously probably the most infamous team in Halo lore. I guess you could argue that Blue Team is probably pretty popular, but nobody really knew that team existed until the events of Halo 5, when it became a little more clear what that team was, unless you were a book nerd like me, and you knew all that and more. But everybody knows Noble Team because they were the main stars of probably the best Halo game, or definitely, arguably the best Halo game, Halo Reach. So this is now available for pre-order. It's going to set you back $200. I'm a little bummed out by some of the things they did in this one. I love the re-edit series. I do have the Master Chief re-edit, and it's really, really, really well done. Lots of articulation, lots of attention to detail here. Just like in, all the re-edit series. Some little things, though, bum me out in the sense that for $200, I feel like they're cheaping out on some of the quality on a few things that they could probably have done better. So this is the infamous Spartan Jun. He was the sniper. He goes on to train some Spartan 4s at an installation which is destroyed by the rogue AI Leonidas. And he is currently MIA. I suspect he's dead, but we don't know yet. However, he was the sniper in the events of Noble. He was the sniper in the events of Reach as Noble Team. And he's known for having this really cool mesh scarf around him, kind of like a nod to kind of like a ghillie suit. But you could tell here it's just a piece of plastic. It's not actually a separate material. And I know it probably sounds like, so what, but for $200, like, that stuff's got to be better. His screen here is just a solid piece of, this is supposed to be an info panel. He would always hold it up and look at his wrist as he was doing communications and stuff. The fact that there's some kind of cutouts that I don't remember seeing in the upper part of his shin right below his kneecap. That kind of stuff just frustrates me, and I think, we could do better. Now, they do have all of the markings that you would expect to see, the UNSC branding there. You could see his blue and white stripe on his sleeve. He's got his bullets in the other side. He's got his combat knife there. He's even got that white ring around his right leg. These are all very lore-accurate things that he had on him. He's carrying his infamous sniper rifle there, which the scaling on the sniper rifle looks great. And I'm glad that at least Re-Edit has done a good job of including different hands so that we can get him holding his sniper rifle in a couple different poses. And they have some really good poses here. Obviously, a pose like this is not going to work unless you put the girdle around him. So unfortunately, this isn't going to work unless you want to see a big plastic thing or some guide wires there, which they clearly Photoshop out. And even here you see there's a seam line in his cuff, which wasn't in the game. And I get it, when you're molding plastic, you're going to have to put various molds together, and there's going to be seam lines that there probably shouldn't be, but some of those just seem like they could be done a little bit better. What I love, though, about the articulation and the fact that a lot of these have double jointed shoulders is his shoulder can actually pop out of socket such that he can get a good travel outside his shoulder to hold the sniper rifle. So he actually looks like he's looking down the scope of it, which is really cool. And he's kneeling down here. I feel like this pose might actually be possible without the girdle. If you pre-order now, you do get a metallic visor, so they changed the material ever so slightly on his visor. But again, if you look closely, you see quite a bit of seam lines that you probably wouldn't expected to see before. I've always wondered, though, just as an aside, if these were the beginnings of the infamous cat ears. Because I feel like when you look at them dead on, I know they're supposed to be tactical lights, but again, because of the kind of, I want to say lazy, but because they didn't change the material here, again, for that premium price point, you would almost expect to see these as maybe glass or some sort of plastic inserts. They look like cat ears to me when you look at them dead on. But he's got his, on the back, this is our first shot of looking at him from the back. He does have his molly bag there with some first aid stuff. That's just an easy rip off there. He's got his kind of like the end of his mesh and then like another tactical hood. I don't remember him wearing the hood in the game, but they talk about it a lot in the books. And then another not so well hid seam as they bolt the two pieces of the helmet together. Additionally, the exclusive edition comes with a Magnum mount, which is what you're seeing on his right hip here, as well as said handgun. I think if you don't pre-order those and wait till later, you don't get them, or they're a different color. I'm not really sure. It wasn't made entirely clear. When I looked through it, we'll scroll down on the site and look. But it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's the beginning of many things here, right? I guess it's actually the whole Magnum as part of the exclusive piece. Interestingly enough, he will play well with others. You see over here in the various hands that he has. He's got the trigger finger hands, the open palm hands, fists, and he's got the, what I call the energy sword hands. So if you had another figure with an energy sword, he would be able to pick those up and hold them as well. And I believe Carter's model, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Carter came with the energy sword. So you could give Carter the energy sword. You could kind of swap them around. You could give him Noble Six's Spanker or the machine gun. I do like this. Like I said, it's frustrating because when you start to get into the fact that you're going to have to pay quite a bit of money. Now, you can go through like Big Bad Toy Store, which is where I typically buy most of my figures. There's many others as well. Good Smile Company usually will have these as well. A lot of times you can avoid some of the shipping fees, but the fact that we're getting into a $200+ after tax edition of a figure, I expect a little bit better attention to detail, a little bit better hiding of the seam lines and all that kind of stuff. Now, the real question is, am I going to get it? I don't know. Like I said, I kind of missed the boat on this. I'm regretting it as the orders are already closed for Carter, and you can still pick up the Noble 6 as well elsewhere. They will release some other lower fidelity models, but the Re-Edit brand in particular, I feel like is one that I really, really enjoy. I really love my Master Chief Re-Edit that I have. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I pick this up or not. But if you want one, they are hitting the market today. They'll leave pre-orders open for maybe like 2 months or so. And then they'll close them when it gets close to the estimate release date, which they're anticipating right now of January 25. And then you'll have to find it elsewhere on the market through eBay or other vendors. Like I said, a lot of times these are not always necessarily built to order, so they will make more. So you will be able to find them with limited capacity, which is what I'm thinking about doing if I decide to jump into this soon. But I wanted to talk about it because I think it is some high quality stuff mostly. And really, it's the only Noble 6 good figure set that is really available right now outside of maybe the Reach Collector Edition, which included a static diorama of all the characters. But outside of that, if you want to get into Halo figures right now, 1000 Toys seems to have the market cornered on that. Maybe later on, we'll get some more Play Arts Kai figures like they did for the Master Chief and for Spartan Locke. But for now, 1000 Toys really seems to have a grasp on this. So if you're interested, Google it, find it, check it out. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.